This is Jasper Leijvering from Amsterdam Vintage Watches, and today we're going to talk about boxes and papers. So, I'm one of the very few guys that thinks buying a watch with box and papers is a bad financial investment. Hear me out, and I might convince you of the same. And I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a watch without the box and papers. I'm just saying that you shouldn't let a deal depend on it, like I didn't do on this watch, Rolex Double Red Sea Dweller DRSD MK4, beautiful and stunning patina. So I can understand with a modern watch it might feel a little bit sketchy if the box and papers are missing, the watch might be stolen or whatever, and everybody knows by now you should keep the box and papers once you purchase such a luxury good. However, back in the 50s or 60s or 70s, this wasn't the case at all. If you bought a vacuum cleaner, you kept the receipt for 1 year because it had a 1 year guarantee and you threw out the box. The same often goes for the watches. By then, you didn't even have counterfeit watches. It was just for you to have the guarantee on the manufacturer defects. We can even see the packaging is not made to last for many years on various watch brand boxes. For example, the Jaeger-LeCoultre with the suede cream colored inside, the Omega boxes which tend to really get destroyed over the years, and even Patek Philippe boxes that don't look great after a couple of years. So people that kept all this can be considered uncommon, and therefore it's rare. We all know in the vintage watch market, if something is rare, it gets more valuable. Same goes for box and papers. If your watch has box and papers, it might even fetch a premium of 25% on your watch. It can cost you thousands, even 10,000s of euros for the box and papers that you do not wear. I think this is ridiculous, and let me tell you why. Papers do not say jack shit. It doesn't say the watch is original. It doesn't say the watch was kept in an unaltered condition over the years. It says nothing. You can have a watch with the original papers and you can change the dial for a fake dial. You can replace the handset for a service set. You can even swap out the movement and put an ETA inside and it still has the original papers. It doesn't say anything. You can even put a fake watch. You put the numbers of the original paper in and you have the watch with the original paper. So this is how invaluable the papers are to the originality of the watch. Luckily for us watch lovers, Swiss precision cannot be duplicated. It can be copied, but never duplicated. This doesn't go for the papers. Just to show you, this €5 note was made not to be counterfeited, and still people can do it in a fashion that you and I won't even see the difference. Let alone a piece of paper that was never meant to be not counterfeited. Let me collect my thoughts. That was never meant to be not counterfeited and will cost you thousands, 10,000s of euros. How easy and most of all lucrative this can be for counterfeiters is crazy. So believe me, they do it well if they fake the papers. Sometimes it even smells like the 70s and they put it in a book for many years. It's all been done and I've seen it. Besides the fake papers, there are also original papers, but simply never filled in. On any watch fair you can see a guy in a corner selling them for a couple $100, or even on eBay. Please check it out. You pay $200-300, you put it with your watch, you fill it in, and your watch becomes 1,000-2,000 euro more expensive. Bullshit. Don't even start it with the Rolex sponge papers. The machine Rolex used to perforate these holes in the papers were sold for a crazy expensive price on eBay. So that obviously means this guy is using it to simulate original pieces. In some years, the market will get flooded with simulated papers, fake papers, and blah, blah, blah. People will get fed up with it and the premiums start to drop to a more reasonable price. We're already using this more reasonable pricing on the watches with the box and papers because of course I can understand it adds something to you. It adds something to the warmth, the feeling you have for the watch. Although you never wear the box and papers, I can understand it. It doesn't say anything about your originality, but surely it's worth a couple $100 for you. If it does so, please make sure you buy them with the box and papers, but never let a deal between you and your favorite piece depend on having the box and papers. And that's something that I really wish to stress out. And most importantly, that the best day to buy a vintage watch with or without box and papers is today.